All right, now, we went over the steps in that classroom, right? Gone over the steps that you're almost sick of saying them, correct? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to step, and then I'm going to go do it. All right? That first step is what? Safety. Safety glasses on. I have my major tools out of the way so I don't tramp on them. They're in this block, which is pretty safe, right? And if you got them on the floor, I want them like this. I don't want them like that, because if something would fall, what would happen? These glass vials would break, level's done. All right, so get them away from the surroundings. If you're going to have them on the floor, get the I-beam up. If this hit's going to happen, it's not going to be effective. All right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this square, and I'm going to draw a mark down here. Okay? I'm going to switch it around. Now, what's the next thing that's on the agenda? What's the next step?
Dry layout.
Dry layout, all right? So what we're going to do is, I might take this and extend this line. Now, the first corner that you build, I want you to build a 6-course high corner. All right? So if you're going up 6 courses high, how many brick are you going to go out on these legs?
3.
All right? You'll go 3 each. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Right now I'm working out my dry layout. Okay? I'm going to work out my dry layout. Brandon, pay attention. Okay? Now, 3 and 3. I'm going to put a finger length in here for now. Judge it. Now, what was one of the things I told you on that dry layout that I wanted you to do? Mark the end of the brick. Okay? Now, here's a way how you can figure out how many courses high and how many brick you're going to lay out. You're going to do 3 plus 3 equals 6 courses high. Alright? If you have an 8-course high lead, you're going to go exactly. You're going to go 4 plus 4 equals 8. So that's how you know how wide you're going to be. Okay? Now, if say you have a 9-course lead, 9 courses high, what are you going to do? 5 and 4. Whatever's closest to what's divisible by 2. That's how you can figure how wide you're going to go. Alright? Now, what I'm going to do here is mark the last brick you're laying. So I'm going to take this brick, I got my layout nice, I'm going to mark this last brick. Okay? Sometimes I'll mark this brick this way and this way, and I'll explain later why I'm going to do that. Okay? So I'm going to mark this last brick here, okay, and get that done. Now, when I take these brick off, I'm going to put them back. Brandon, pay attention. Don't worry about that for now. Now, the reason I marked this here is once it's all gone, you may not remember which brick went that way, which brick went this way. And if you switch this bond around, you can mess up the whole line that's going through here. You follow what I mean? So mark this brick of which way it's going, and it'll take all the guesswork out of it. Okay? Now, what I did notice was this. Where my brick ended up, I didn't extend my line long enough. So I'm going to go do that. And I'll explain that to you a little later. Okay, now, I'm going to take it farther. Because if I cover my line with mortar and I can't see, I can still use that as a guide. That's why I'm taking it out a little longer than what I planned. Now, I'm also, at this point with that dry layout, I'm going to check how this floor's going. A lot of times on the job site, the footers, what we lay on, they're not exactly level. So if you lay brick and not expecting it to be level, you're going to have problems. So right now I'm going to put my level on here, and I'm looking down, and it's going down a little bit that way. All right, so I know that, so I'll add a little mortar this way. I'm going to check it here, and that level is going down this way. So I know right away, when I spread this wall, this leg, I got to spread a little heavier down here, and I got to spread a little heavier down here, so I don't run into trouble. That is why that dry layout is so important, because it sets you up for the rest of this corner. All right? That's the key. So now that I have this set, and I kind of have the ground rules in my head, I can go about starting to lay this wall. Now, after that dry layout, what's the next step? Third step. First step is safety. Second step, dry layout. Third step,
level.
Level. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the one leg. Always lay one leg at a time. Only spread for the one leg at a time. Because by the time you get to that leg, you know, it's going to be, the mud's going to, that mud is going to set out of that, the water's going to set out of that concrete, that mortar, and it's going to be stiff, and you're going to fight with it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to spread, there's my mark. Now, when you spread that first course, try not covering your line. Okay, so leave a little bit go. When I spread it, you can see I'm not going to cover the line. And I'm going to try not to, because that line is your guide. Fair enough? Now, I have this corner set just like that. I'm going to pick my brick up and get a nice corner off the brick. Man. Okay? It's very important when you're laying this brick. You got to get in the right position all the time and sight right down here, almost like your eye is going right down here and here when you lay that brick. So get it down there, right on the line, and I'm staring right down on this brick. Okay? And I'm going to try leveling it with my eyes first. I'm right on my line. I didn't cover it. A lot of times, the guys that go first, they spread all the mud and they cover their lines. But I'm going to show you a little way how you can get around that too. Now, you can use a torpedo level, or a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take this first brick, and I'm going to make sure it's perfectly level. Okay? Alright? You got the torpedo. Okay? Now, when you do that first one, it's a lot easier with this. Checking it out. Just small. A lot easier to work. So I'll have that in my back pocket. Now, we're paid to hit heights. So I gotta hit this and see what this is running on. And this is running on a spacing rule 4. Okay? So if you had to hit a height, you got to know what mortar joint you're gonna run. But I always check my height. Now, once that's set, this brick is about as perfect as you're gonna get. When you butter the next brick, all I'm gonna try doing is staying on this line. Look where my sight line is. I'm going right down on that line again. Now, when this brick is perfect, if you lay this brick to match this brick has it's a great guide to keep this brick from going back or forward. So as long as you do that and keep it with your line, you're good. Now I remember this being high, correct? When I stuck that on the dry layout, I remember it being high. So I got to keep that in mind when I'm going to lay this brick. And this mark. Now, I'm right on my mark, so I know I'm okay with my lead. Remember what I said in the classroom. If you're off on this mark and you're ahead, the rest of the wall is going to be ahead. And you don't want 5 bricklayers yelling at the corner guy. You see what I just did? So I know this is as much level as my eye can get. So right now, we're going to what? Level. correct?
Make sure it's plumb.
Right, very good. So there. You want to try using your eye as best as you can, guys, because when you use your eye as a level, all you're taking is that level and just, you see the little adjustment right there? That's the key. You just want to use your level just to adjust. You don't want to use your level to do everything all over again. I'll just lay this because my level is going to straighten it out. And then you start banging everything, and brickwork gets all out of sorts. Okay? So use your eye. Now, what I'm going to do here, what's the next step? Plumb, right? I'm going to plumb this first brick, this last brick of the leak. Has that right on, right? This one should be right on because I just did it, and it's pretty good. Now, after I leveled it, plumb, then what's next?
Straight edge.
Straight edge. Now, here's the deal with straight edge. You're not looking at the glass. You're using this just for the straight edge of the level. So, I know this spot and this spot is plumb, correct? And I'm on my line pretty good because I'm staring right down and I see red. So, I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to go to this mark, to this mark. You can come over and look. Alright? Now, you see how this brick is in a little bit? I'm going to use this to straight edge this out. So all the corners, every part of the brick is hitting this level. If you do that, this whole thing is going to be plumb. So you're going to level it. First you get this brick perfect, right? You level this off. You level it, plumb both sides, and then straight edge. Once I know that's right on, which I think it's about as best as you can get, I'm going to put my level right back in here. Okay. Now, most of the time picture a building in front of here, so I don't want you in this side. So you can clean up your mud a little bit. The key is don't overspread. Now, let's say you do spread all that mud and you can't see these lines. The reason I took this line out a little longer is if you have to straight edge it, you can take your 4-footer and take this straight edge and look for your red line. See where I'm at? So let's say all this mud's all over here and you can't see it, but you can see your corner. You can take this and line it up with that line and you still have your guide. That's why I took my line out a little longer than what's normally done. That's one little tip that can help you. Now, let's go do this other side. Okay? Now I'm going to spread this. Now, when I did the dry layout, what was the one thing I had to remember on this side? Remember? I put the level on the concrete and what?
The wall, like the building.
It goes down what? It tails at the end, remember? So I'm going to spread a little heavier to this line. And I'm going to keep it in mind with that. Now, if this brick is perfect, I should be able to work off this brick too, correct? Right, guys? All right. Make sure I got a full joint. Once again, look at my position. I'm sighting right down here. I'm right on my line, and I'm working my way, my brick, to the level of this brick. Okay? But I don't want to get below, because I know this concrete goes down. Still straight on that line? See how easy it is when you look straight down? But if you're over here, you can't line yourself up. You have to get yourself in position. Very, very important. Here's my mark. There's my line. I'm going to lay it a little bit above because I know it slopes down. I don't want to get in trouble with that. Correct? Alright, now, I'm done laying my lead. Next step would be?
Level.
Level. Now, here's my rule of thumb. If your brickwork is longer than your level, get your longer level. All right, look at that. Little adjustment. And plumb.
Level.
All right, level, correct. We'll get to the plumb later, all right? But you can see all my bricks are laid on my level. If this one's lower, then you got to pick it up. But all points of the brick should be level on your level. You with me? Okay, now, what's the next step?
Plumb.
Okay, now we're going to check plumb. Now I know this is plumb, so we got to just get the little level, because if I take that big level and try plumbing that little brick, I'm going to be fighting it, correct? Now, right here on the end, I'm right on that red line, and right there's my adjustment. Now, what's the next step? We already, safety, we leveled it, we plumbed it, now we're going to straight edge. Now, let's see how we got it. This point I know is plumb, correct? And that point I know is plumb. So let's see how the rest is doing, how the rest of this wall lines up. Okay, now look, this brick here, I'm in a little bit. Right? So now I'm going to line these up. Right with everything. Now, if this is plumb and this is plumb and you straight edge, the rest of this wall is going to be plumb for you. Now, let's say, what happens if I overspread and I can't see my red lines now? What am I going to do? Right, I'm going to take that line that I overspread with, and I'm going to check it, just in case. Okay? That's the first course. Now, if I'm starting the next course, what am I going to do? I'm going to sight down here. Remember, trowel hand to the wall when you're spreading the wall. I'll spread this wall. Now, don't spread the whole thing, because you're building a rack back lead, correct? What is actually a rack back lead, Darren?
Stairs.
It's like stairs, correct. You're going to rack this back on the half, and it's going to rack all the way up to one brick. So now I got my mortar, and I spread it. Now, see how I'm a little light here? I want to bring this up a little bit. Let's try it. Okay? All right? Now, we're going to kick this up and we'll end it real quick. You're going to set this brick, my sight line, right here, right here. I'm going to look at this joint and see how she levels. I'll take this one out. I'm going to level it right on. This one I can tell is going back a little bit. Okay. Now, I leveled this. I plumbed this right here, this point, and this point. And then the next thing we'll do is what? We'll lay the rest of the leg. And you just go through the same steps as you did before. Okay? Any questions? If you get in your sight lines the right way, you'll have no problems. Now, I could lay the rest of this leg. Do I have enough battery left?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I'm going to lay this leg going through. Now look, same deal. Half on the bond, sight right down on it. There, did you see what I did? I made sure I'm lined up. I got to go down a little bit here. Look at my joint. The same thickness should be here as there. In fact, I forgot to check. Let's see if we're on the 4. We're running on 5. We're right there. After a while, you get used to it and you kind of know what kind of joints are on. So I'm going to look here, and I'm going to see the same thickness of this joint. I'm going to try getting the same thickness of that joint and lay the leg. Full joint on the half. Sight straight down. Try to get that thickness of that joint. Level it off. Okay? Clean your legs off here. Just get in the habit of doing that. A little high, isn't it? But you see here, it's just this brick. So let's get these brick where all the brick are flat. There, what are we doing? We're going to level it. We're going to plumb this to make sure, right? Right? Okay? I'm going to plumb this point. Bring this brick out a little bit. Right on, isn't it, Randy?
Yeah.
All right, now what's next? Straight edge. Right here, this point and this point's plumb. I just got to straighten this out a little bit there, and we're done. Now, you will do that same process, same way, until you're up to 1. That's a rack back lead. First step, what? Second step?
Dry bonding.
Dry layout, dry bonding. Third step?
Level.
Right? Fourth step?
Plumb.
Fifth step?
Straight edge.
Straight edge. And when it's all done, you're going to do what? You'll
Join or
join.
strike.
Okay? That's a rack back lead, 6 courses.